Offkai Fansly booth footage sparks huge backlash. Oh my gosh, they actually made it. It's actually real. Let's get it. My
Okay,
bad,
so
my
it seems
bad.
like recently there's been a little bit of an update on the whole Offkai situation, which people have been getting pretty angry about, right? And rightfully so, because many people have been noticing one certain booth, which we've talked about a little bit beforehand, but now that Offkai is actually here, people have seen the booth and kind of what it's promoting, and it's made things a whole lot worse. Now, if you don't know what we're talking about, we're obviously talking about the Fansly booth, which is over at
Bro,
Offkai,
come
and
on.
they've got this little thing here. Now, to be fair, obviously, they've managed to tone it down quite a bit in terms of the actual design of it and everything like that, but this is in the main hall, right? This is in the exhibitor hall, whatever you want to call it, right? So anybody can see.
Yo, like all that pandering about like separating the 18 plus section. This is not how you separate. It's in the main convention hall where everyone, including children, will roam around or getting access to. Are you for real? Yo, Offkai, this is not it. Before you announce the Offkai thing, like the event, it's kind of we're kind of skeptical of like having Fansly here because a lot of people would say it's like, oh, we're gonna put this somewhere else where kids wouldn't have access to. But here we are, Fansly on the main convention hall.
Yeah, and there is a separate place for people who do like 18 plus stuff and whatever. There is actually a separate place at Offkai for this, but for some reason Fansly is not in that space, and instead they're at the exhibitor hall, which obviously lots of people have been questioning, as this is an event that does allow kids to roam around without an adult there, right? They literally say in their thing that 13-year-olds and up are allowed to walk around the event without an adult, which again is pretty crazy because obviously they can come across the booth like this one, right? And as I said, they've, to be fair to them, they have toned down the actual kind of design of it. It's not like it's just plastered with like blank.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things where a lot of people were wondering, A, what was the point, anyways, and B, they're a little bit more worried about this one thing up here, which is a QR code, which they have around the kind of booth. You can see it's there as well. It says,
Yo, like I don't think that like kids or just children roaming around ain't dumb enough what a QR code is. Especially if they have like phones or like iPads. If they know how to scan these QR codes, they're cooked. They're cooked. They get exposed because kids these days with technology, they ain't dumb. If they see QR codes, they know how to scan them.
Find your Oshi. Now, essentially, the page leads you to a page full of VTubers, which I cannot show in this YouTube video,
Please
because
don't.
it will get taken down. But that kind of goes to show you how, kind of, what do you call it, sensitive the images are. And obviously, they are not allowed to be shown on YouTube, so you can imagine what they are, right? And essentially, it shows off a bunch of different VTubers' content, right? On Fansly. For example, people like Cottontail, right? Cottontail,
Okay.
very, very big and very, very well known for a lot of content on that site and whatever, as well as people like Vexoria, and a bunch of other VTubers, right, that upload. But essentially, it's a bunch of, certain videos on there that can be accessed straight away without logging in or confirming your age, which I think is a little bit odd, right? And lots of people are very concerned by this because, as I said, this is an event that is, kids are allowed to roam around here. Obviously, they will have phones, right? So what's stopping them from obviously looking at the QR code, obviously putting it into their phone and looking at all of this content, which has just been given to them by Fansly at this booth at Offkai, right? Because again, it's one of those things where I think, what is exactly the point of a booth like this anyways? Because if they were to go into that, separate section where all of the other places similar to Fansly should be going.
Like here's the thing. It's not about what you show on the booth. it's about uh like showing what Fansly is to the children. Like as I said before in previous, I don't know, like if in the previous streams, or I don't know if I said this in a previous video, that even if you promote the brand Fansly, the Fansly brand to everyone, especially for kids or probably like teenagers with, that teenagers in the puberty stage, curiosity will take them. Like curiosity will overpower, and like if they found a site and they found their favorite VTubers on Fansly, yep, they're gonna go to town with that. And especially in today's age where, like, I swear, man, like I've seen a lot of kids will do like crazy methods just to get access to Roblox. And if they can do that to Roblox, what's more when they can do that to Fansly? Like that's like I thought that's my analysis in this thing, because you cannot stop kids, especially in this current times, especially where technology is more accessible, and a lot of other people will show like what are the methods of like getting access to this, even though like you're underage or you need like parents permission to access different kinds of apps or websites. Yeah, like kids are crafty.
They could have done a whole lot more with the design and everything. They don't have to like tone it down, and they could, use the QR code and all this kind of stuff, because that is actually checked at before you go into that area, right? You are checked that you are over the age of 18 before you go into that area by someone, and yeah, so like if they wanted to do anything like that, that would have been totally fine. Like nobody's stopping them from doing that. Nobody like hates the company or the VTubers or anything like that personally, right? Because of course, obviously like Cottontail and that, as I said, they do what they do, right? But people have a problem with this being in the exhibitor hall, which obviously, yeah, can be exposed to a bunch of children, which is more on Offkai for allowing them to be in this kind of area, right? Who says, so no protection while kids can go here and see this, despicable. Zero safeguards for minors, links plastered all over it. Did you even listen or take any concerns people raised seriously? So I'm pretty sure San Jose PD has been notified. This falls under contributing to the delinquency of a minor. There's a reason why liquor stores that have blank mags have to keep them covered up. Saying minors are allowed.
Corno Mag still exists today? What? I thought like we're pretty much done with magazines. Not like the usual magazines. I mean with the Corno magazines. Like I thought like we left that behind back in, what is it, like 2010 or 2005, because of having accessibility to the internet and getting access to a lot of content. Yeah. Well, holy shit, it's still a thing.
At the convention, you're promoting blank and ruining your life by blanking yourself out for money to children, which again, obviously, they're kind of going, more so at the people who use the site. And as I said, I've got no problem with people who use the site. If you want to make that content, that's totally fine, right? Yeah. I know a lot of people are very, adamant against it and everything like that. That they hate people that make content like this. I'm not under that.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Like Fansly as a whole, Fansly as a brand isn't the issue here, because anyone can put a gate on their content. Like there's some creators on Fansly that would put safe for work content there on Fansly, but then again, the majority of the content is purely NSFW, and a lot of it is just a lot of NSFWs, and also like highly suggestive stuff in there that I don't I don't really like blame people would say like, oh yeah, like Fansly is a corno website that that you need to pay like you'll have to pay your fare just to get access to your favorite creators content, because that's it. Like it's pretty much it's pretty much like a mirror or like an upgrade from OF. And you know what, like at this point, yeah, like Fansly is pretty much a corno site, not because of the brand. Like the brand itself like started out as, you know, like a blank slate, but when you have a lot of people would post a lot of NSW there, yeah, the public opinion would be on the default on that.
You know, kind of umbrella or anything. You know, I think it's fine if you want to make that content, you can make that content, right? But I think it is one of those things where if this website is going to be promoted, it probably should be promoted in an area that isn't available to kids, right? And like that's just one of those things, right? Now, of course, there's also someone from Proctor who got an early look before this was even posted of them setting it up and everything, saying this video was sent to me to confirm exactly what was predicted. This booth is in the main con area, fully accessible to minors. The link leads directly to uncensored blank. It confirms beyond a shadow of a doubt Offkai is knowingly exposing minors to blank, which again, yeah.
And holy shit, like the defenders of having OnlyFans on Offkai will be on 24/7. Will start tweeting like, oh no, like it's only if that's the case, there's only gonna be like 5 or 10 kids that are roaming around Offkai. Or like it's pretty much like barred off, or the entire booth is just like tamed, like there's no NSW there. Bitch, please. Just by the brand itself, like having Fansly, like the Fansly brand on the main convention hall, like it's like connecting two and two together, especially for kids. Like they will just like if they find things that they don't know about, they will just find it either way. They will just either Google or just look it up on TikTok.
That's just crazy, right? Now again, people saying, is that a Comic-Con or Anime Concert? Is Offkai VTuber convention? Saying, so words are blank. Will there be actual images of blank as defined by the word? Does the site even have age verification? If words are now blank, then I consider the word VTuber as blank. The link, by the way, leads to a verification page and not directly the site. I said, sorry, here in this corner of the internet, we do believe in facts, believe in lying in our eyes. So yeah, obviously some people questioning it. Now they say it does lead.
Like, another thing, like having a verification page would still not stop getting access to it, because you know what? Even like the normal like corno websites, like, you know, wink wink nudge nudge, like they have like pretty much they have like the weakest verification pop-ups, like, are you 18 plus, yes or no? If you say no, we're going back to the homepage. If you can say yes, then yeah, you can access the website. That's not how the verification, like that's not how you do verification. Like if that's the case, then holy shit. Even if like if Fansly verification requires you to make an account, bro, like they can just lie. Like lying is easy. And especially that like if it requires like ID, bro, they can just do that. They can just use their parents' ID
to a verification page. But some people also say while the content is hidden behind a login of other videos, there are people talking about stuff, and yeah, so essentially the actual like, you know, nudity or whatever you want to call it is like hidden behind like a login screen, right? You can't see that. But there is definitely some very, very suggestive content, and you know, obviously it's Fansly, so of course it's going to be, but there are some very, yeah, people like talking about it, people even, you know, showing certain things off but clothed, right? So that isn't also blocked. So they're saying that these are viewable without having to log in, right? And there's been videos of people going through the website. You can go on Twitter and look this up if you really want to. There's videos of people going through the website and like clicking at what people can actually see. And people said, I'm fine with Fansly as a platform, but let's not bullshit ourselves. Everything, the vast majority, is blank in nature.
True.
It shouldn't be advertised in a place that's accessible to minors. Same principle as something like cigarettes.
True. Facts.
So it's almost like everyone knew that this would be the case. Absolutely disgusting. Anyone at Offkai that was part of this decision deserves criminal charges. Like you said,
Bro, like, I swear, like Offkai is off their rockers. Like, there's some like high good shit, like without having any like discussions or like discussions of why would you put Fansly on the main floor. You can have like a separate section of the convention. Like you could put like Fansly at the back and just walk like curtain it off for the 18 section plus. But no, like Fansly is a sponsor of the convention, so why not put it on the main convention hall so that everyone can know and everyone can check out Fansly at the website, even if you require a login screen because you cannot see the content without, you know, logging in or just, you know, like paying a subscription to see your Oshi's content there. But still like they can just check it later and like find other ways to get inside or get access to those content. It's about like the planting a foundation. Even if like they can't access it right now because there's a lot of like procedures to, you know, check if the user is above 18. They can just find ways later. As long like their plan is just putting the seed of Fansly in everyone's minds just by exposing the Fansly brand. Yep.
One of the main people pushing stuff, which again, I don't know why they're going after you know, Proctor over this, because again, he's also known to go around UK cons handing out business cards to strangers, which that just has nothing to do with this, right? I mean, obviously Bill is stupid, so I guess that's probably why. But again, you know, so this is awful. We need to remove Fansly and OnlyFans. Again, I'm not under that bridge. I don't think, you know, the actual platform needs to be removed or anything like that. But it's just more so this could have been handled better, right? As we know, there is a whole area dedicated to sites like this and to you know, similar content and stuff like this, which they can go to, right? And they can be checked. Everything can be checked fully. But for
like another argument is that, oh no, like there's some like you haven't seen like other conventions that has like an 18 plus section and pretty much the con goers are fine with it. Bitch, there's this thing called standards, right? If other conventions are okay with having 18 sections on their conventions and, you know, like they're fine with it, that's their standards. But when it comes to this one, but that involves like if it's like an all age convention where kids can be involved and you have like an 18th section, that is not put in a back of a convention that is walled off by an 18th section curtains. That is my problem right there. Like they have their standards and we have our own standards. There's a difference. You don't need to lump like every convention with one standards.
For some reason they decided to do it in the main hall where everybody can see it, including children, which is the problem that people have mostly, right? People would defend putting a dedicated predominantly to blank content in an area where minors were allowed, then act surprised when politicians tried to push digital ID.
Jesus
and then so many more
Christ.
people saying, so heard you effed up lol, we had a room of mysteries to get in and you had no clue what was in it. This avoids such lol. That, oh, what I would do for a free swag bag. I mean, some people obviously don't really care. Say you're weaseling your 18 plus content out of 18 plus spaces is concerning, but it's more concerning that Offkai signed off on this. How much did you pay for the privilege of peddling blank to minors?
Christ.
So yeah, obviously lots of people believe like, you know, oh, this was like a paid thing or whatever. Like maybe they paid a certain amount of money that just allowed them to get into the main hall, and you kind of like give up their, I guess, like morals or whatever, right? Which again, I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what some people have been accusing.
I mean, even if like Fansly is a sponsor, that doesn't mean that you can like showcase like, oh yeah, like we don't have the control here because Fansly is our biggest sponsor, so they can choose where they put their booth, especially in the main convention hall. Yeah, like that's it. If that's the thing, then shit, man. Fuck them kids, am I right? Fuck them kids.
That's the often saying like, how much have you paid them for this and things like that, which would be crazy if that is the case. But again, I don't know. That's the thing. But yeah, obviously people are mad, people are unhappy, and rightfully so, because I do think it is very, very odd that they've decided to put this in the main hall. But yeah, we'll have to see if there's anything else that does come from this. But yeah, that's essentially all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.
I like this.
Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kazo, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.
Yeah, WVid. But oh my gosh, bro. Like, man, like if this continues on, like here's the thing. And like if Fansly can keep getting away with this just by putting the booth on the main floor, what could be for other sites like this can follow the example of Fansly. Like they will just go back to this example, like, oh yeah, like Fansly did it on Offkai, and you know what, like nothing happened, so why not we can do that on other future conventions where we could like put up a booth and put up a QR code to the site because Fansly did it and they're fine. Alright, so not only that, like it will encourage other suggestive sites that could, like if they want to promote their websites, they want to promote their brands that are, like 18 plus on all age conventions. Man, it's tough. Like they need to reevaluate with this, man. Like this is not right. This is not cool.